It did it. It did it. I did it too. It owes me a Coke. Anyway, Kosher Catfish here today. Now, you have not seen shark fin in a long time. Shark fin has not been part of the regalia in a while. Because it's been so thick that I could not have used this to cut through it because the Reynolds numbers would have yanked it off my head. It had been too much drag. Anyway. Yes, that's what it was. Way too much drag. Bumped the lizard. I ain't gonna do it 3 times, cause he don't owe me nothing. Yet. Anyway, no transition to you, lizard, because your head was glued on. I did not know that when I started the program of the helping the lizard. Anyway, that's what you get when you glue something's head on something else. You make us come under marrow. Like it to come on my marrow. But without the wheels. You got legs. Anyway, I had something today. Oh, Captain Luddite. He called me up. Well, sort of called me up. He sort of lives in the head. You know how all that goes. When you've got things up there, peoples and stuff, living there and talking to you. And Captain Luddite, he's the one that he you know, you got to understand what Luddite is. And if you don't know, go look it up. It ain't that difficult. Now, what I'd heard this week, it just sounds strange, but I understand where it's been going. It's been going that way for a long time. AM radio. They're going to take your AM radio out of your vehicle. Now, Kosher Catfish give you a short sort of history of the way electronics and the various things like that was. You young people, if there's anybody younger than me, you guys must realize, back in the day, like at 1900, there was really nothing. You know, you had a telegraph, and there was a couple of phone things here and there and yonder, and you had the telegraph lines all over. But there wasn't no TV particularly. There's things that you can look up and find out people really did a lot of experimenting. But communication was by paper and horseback and stuff like that. You know, that's how things operated back in the day. Okay, you come up to when old Kosher Catfish was born. Now, I was not born into a place where I had all the stuffs. So we had a little black and white TV. And we did not have no telephone. They had a telephone next door, and that's the way it was with a lot of folks and stuff. You had the party lines and Marty lived next door, and you heard them, and that was the party. Come party with me, Marty. No, that's just the way it was. Very, very, very different. And then you got up to situations where when Kosher Catfish was a little boy, about 7, I was very interested in this kind of stuff, and I bought me my first little radio. And what it was is a radio and a pen. There was no real electronics. There was no battery. It was a little tune coil crystal oscillator type thing. You know, a little piece of stuff was stuck in there as a diode, so you could pass stuff one through one-way rectified, and you could actually pick up the strong radio stations around just by moving the inductor up and down in the coil, and you change the frequency. And it had a little crystal earbud. And that was my introduction to, I started out into the electronic stuff. And then, as time went on, people got smarter and smarter and smarter. And, you know, the communication became ubiquitous, and they stuck up the satellites and stuff. But the electronics and the communication could still be done by having a crystal of a gallium arsenide and a cat's whisker, but not the pussycat whisker. You don't go pulling out the pussycat whiskers to hear a radio. But that's what it is called, because it looked like it. And you turn it on there, and you scratch it across there, and you got your little crystal headset, and you can hear. And anybody could pick it up. They could pick it up, the information. Now, as Kosher Catfish got on through and grew up here in this technological abomination of a nation that we live in, I went through all the stuff. I dealt with the vacuum tubes. I built radios and stuff like that, and super heterodynes and such as things. And the communications was wonderful. Now, what I did learn was there used to be laws. It's called, what is this here? Black man with the hair and stuff say, Kosher Catfish, start talking right. Okay, black-eyed man with the green hair, or whatever he is. He said there was a law concerning obsolescence. Obsolescence. It means you can't just take technology and throw it away just because you want to, just because there's something new. Cause there's been many, many, many generations of electronics up through, what would I say to Cat Whisker? the telegraph, the vacuum tube, the microprocessor, this large-scale integration, and the quantum shit now, and that stuff has just moved on. But there's supposed to be laws about non-obsolescences in it because it puts an undue burden on people to have to constantly buy new shit. Now you know why Coach Kev is talking about this here. The AM radio. AM radio is a very simple process, honestly, to deal with. You could almost make it up with some baling wire and whatever else hell Granny say. I don't think they had duct tape back then, but the baling wire was all what she say. If you had the baling wire, you could get in a car and go across the USA. Back in the day, when they had baling wire, and you knew what to do with it. Anyway, the AM radio. They're going to take the sucker out of the vehicles. They said they're going to take it out. It's going to be the obsolescence out of your vehicle. And the reason it concerns me is because the AM radio is an ubiquitous form of communication that is very robust. You can take AM radio and you do it with the vacuum tubes like the OVs did back in the day. The EMP did not take that stuff out because the vacuum tubes it does not hurt them. The pulse does not hurt them. They tough. I love old vacuum tubes. Coach Catfish is going to have to go. You know him. You know this here. I've been trying to incubate this thing here for a while. This is, I think, it's a CRT egg. It's like a baby. I think it got stopped in its formation somehow. I got unplugged somewhere or whatever. And I figured since I deal with this, CRT, that I know they lay these things, and somehow they metamorphosize into the full-fledged CRT, like that one hawk CRT. Green-eyed one sitting there looking at the mirror. Coach Catfish tried to stick it in warm places, and it just didn't glow. It didn't glow or grow. Anyway, this is what I'm talking about. This thing is robust, and they're not ones and zero critters. Now, you can use them that way, but they're not ones and zero critters. They's field type critters. They glow. They got a life of their own. And the thing is, AM radio is a robust, very important thing out there for communication. Now, what they say is, well, we're going to take the AM radio and we'll put it on an app. You can buy the app. You can download the app. The app's going to cost you some money. And the thing is, the problem with the ones and zeros, they ain't Captain Luddite's heroes. Wherever he is, he told me to say that. The ones and zeros ain't my heroes because I call them a binary person. This is proprietary. And folks in general that just turns the shit on and stuff. And listen, they don't understand the concept of proprietary situations. And what that means is if you had a library out there and you had to have some kind of special mark or some kind of special card just to go in and look at something and everyone knew what you looked at and stuff, and it cost you money to get in, that's proprietary. It's proprietary to you, sucker. Give me some money, honey. That's why I had to have the shark fin. Because this is some deep doo-doo, and you got to cut through. I cannot hardly move today. Excuse me with the neck because it is hot. Anyway, they say something to your politician stuff. Do not take out the old-fashioned AM radios and electronics because it's free. It's free. There is no app. You see what the name of this was is written on top. Not the appa. Not the appa. And that's supposed to be like, not the papa, or whatever that was they say back in the 80s when there's children that I'm not sure. Not the app. We don't want to have to put something on the app because the app means you got the eye covered. It is. It's proprietary. You cannot decipher what you're dealing with unless you got the right handshake. You know what I mean? The digital handshake. Anyway, the AM is very important. Technology is very important. We use it every day. But to lose something that is used in the national broadcasting is used in all the... That's where you're going to get your first... It's happen. You're going to hear it over the waves. You're going to hear it over the free AM robust waves. Now, your electronics may not be robust in your vehicle, but that's not the point. If something survives, you can still get the hollering out. Oh, people snack. Watch out. There's something coming your way. And what it is the obsolescence of a good technology. It's very simple, very cheap, and life-saving. Because catfish don't know hardly what to say. I don't know what to say. I've been bitching about this stuff here about proprietary technology and coding for a long time. That's why I just think it's right dangerous. It's right dangerous shit if you use it the wrong way. Yeah, I'm serious about all that stuff. Can't let that. It's just been just channeled through the shark fin, and that helps remove CRT waves. That's why I come in and explain this here to you in a way that hopefully, you'll get it. Bit it? Kosher Catfish out here. I gotta go plant me some maters. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Well, somebody's.